What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Magic Mitch, the Food Adventurer, bringing you another food challenge video. And in this one, you're going to see me take on a giant calzone known as the King Leonidas Calzone Challenge at Jimmy the Greek's in South Portland, Maine, as I continue on with the East Coast and Canada tour. So for this challenge, you have 1 hour to finish this calzone, which weighs in at about 6 pounds, and it is loaded with all kinds of meat, including pepperoni, sausage, and hamburger. Then there's also some tomatoes, onions, sauce, and cheese. And if you're able to complete this challenge, you get the $23 meal for free, which, by the way, $23 for a 6-pound calzone, that's amazing. Anyways, you also get a free shirt and your picture up on their wall of fame. Now, just as a side note, this challenge is no longer available at the South Portland location, but I do believe you can take it on at their Old Orchard Beach location, just to give you guys a little heads up. So for those of you who have been following me on this food challenge tour, you know I'd recently done another calzone similar in size, and my strategy for this calzone was basically going to be similar to that one. First start out by eating all the filling first, and then move on to the crust. The only difference here was last time there was loads of cheese I had to get through, and this time there would be a ton more meat. And with all that meat, this would be a greasier challenge, which is why I made sure to have my lemonade by my side, as that does a pretty good job at cutting down the grease. Then once I was done with the fillings, move on to the crust using my diet soda. And of course, this is a pizza related monstrosity, so you know I was going to suit up with my hero in the half shell turtle armor. So something I find interesting about this challenge whenever I think about it is the fact that it's called the King Leonidas Calzone Challenge, because this was around the time that Randy Santel first started carrying around Leonidas, which, for those of you who don't know who that is the teddy bear Randy carries around with him and acts as a sort of mascot for foodchallenges.com. And nowadays, whenever we're touring together and we have fans show up, especially little kids, they want to take pictures with Leonidas, which is understandable. He's cute and he's cuddly. But what you might not realize is this: the one that he carries around with him to this very day is the original Leonidas, or you could say the OG Leonidas. Now, let that just settle in for a second as you think about all the trips Randy has taken him on. And I'm not talking about like the UK, Europe, or Asia. I'm talking about places he's kept him in, like dirty trunks, bags with old, sweaty, and musty clothes, and I'm pretty sure he's been caught in the rain a few times. So just thinking about all that, oh, gross. Anyways, just something for you guys to think about. Now switching up gears here from that Leonidas to the King Leonidas Calzone Challenge. When it comes to this challenge, overall, I really liked it, which is why I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 for the setup. First off, it's got that gold standard, which you know I love, which is the free meal, the free shirt, and your picture up on the wall of fame. And as I mentioned before, $23, that is a solid deal for a 6-pound calzone. And also, you have an hour to finish it, so you don't need to feel rushed. And lastly, as a calzone, it is an uncommon food challenge type, and even though I had just done one previously, that was more of just a coincidence, because while traveling on these food challenge tours, you definitely have more options, and I know for a fact that we were passing up all kinds of burger challenges, and you know what? That is fine by me. And as for the taste, again, I'm giving this one a 4 out of 5. Now right away, I know some of you are going to ask how this one compared to the other calzone I had just done, and if I had to be honest, I did like the other one just a little bit more, because that was more a softer calzone, where this one had a more crisp texture, but by no means was that enough to downgrade this one, as it was still a great tasting calzone. And yes, it was a little greasy with the meats, and yes, it does look a little burnt, but it actually wasn't. That was more the way that they prepared the calzone, and by no means did that make this food adventure any less enjoyable, while I was sitting back, jamming out to some music, trying to take this thing down one bite at a time. And if you're enjoying your time watching me take down this stuffed calzone challenge, then be sure to leave a little magic of your own by liking and sharing this video with someone you think might enjoy this food adventure. And if you're interested in continuing the journey with me as I battle more food monstrosities just like this one, be sure to subscribe, or if you're watching this on Facebook, like the page, and I'll see you in the next food adventure.